Santana, rockin' black bandanas. I been like a phantom.
All right. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. Guillermo, for some reason, yours still looks like small. I don't know how to explain it.
Um,
Okay, wait, hold on. This is my fault. Wait, no. Okay, why does it look like that? What does it look like on your end?
it looks normal.
Does mine look normal?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Are you serious? Alright. Yo, do we just have to do it like this?
I guess so.
Dude,
But why do you have a ski mask on?
What about it?
You look like a weirdo.
yeah, that is kind of silly.
All right.
Can you guys hear me fine?
Yeah.
Not too quiet? We got complaints on our last podcast because it was too quiet.
Oh, because he was too quiet?
No, I was too quiet.
Oh, you're good. You're fine.
But I think I'm just gonna wait, I wonder what happens if I do this. Wait, no, I don't know what's going on.
There we go. There's Guillermo.
I'm back.
Wait. Okay, Miss Butcher, can you put your phone like sideways? Maybe that
Like
might be
this?
it. Yeah, hold on.
That was my hand.
Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go.
Hey, hold on. There we go.
All right, there we go.
Okay.
All right, did you see all the topics we sent you and all that?
I did see the topics. Yep. And I thought of some good answers.
And you're fine with all of those?
Yes, those are fine.
Okay, bet. Because, I don't know, it was kind of hard to find questions to ask you. So,
No, those were good questions. They were good.
yeah, we don't want to ask you, like, too many school questions, and we wanted to ask you some, like, just, like, some stuff that, everybody's wondering.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Should we just get right into it, unless Guillermo has
Yeah.
something to say?
No, let's get right into it.
All right. So, what should we start with? I kind of want to end off. I want to end off with ranking the school years because I have an explanation for all of them.
Okay.
And then, Miss Butcher, you made your list off like how much fun you had, right?
Yep, I did.
Okay. All right, bet. All right, and do you have a favorite graduating class?
I don't have a favorite, but I have like favorites about each class. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like like each class has its own unique personality.
Are we your favorite part of the class of 25?
I would say I have lots of favorites in the class of 2025.
Alright.
We've got to be a big part of it, though.
You can be a big part of it for sure.
All right, bet. Dude. All right, let's get into the first question. Like, what's your favorite sport to watch? Like, to like attend like with the crowds and like just to, like watch like what keeps you like the most entertained?
Okay, so I was thinking about this. I really like the atmosphere at the football games
Yeah.
because there's a lot of people there, right? And
Right.
so it's a lot of energy, it's a lot of fun. I get to be down on the field, right? And so the whole community comes out. So that's really a lot of fun for me. But I also really, it's kind of like a suspenseful for basketball, right? Because it gets so intense and it's like right there in my face. And I have to like cover my eyes sometimes because it gets so close.
Yeah.
But I think I like watching basketball, but I like the atmosphere at the football games. And I wish I could like bring more people to the basketball games. Like
Yep.
we need to get more people there.
Yep.
That's my exact answer as well.
That's how I feel as well.
Yeah. I will have to say soccer fans are pretty passionate.
Let's
They're
go.
the most passionate fans, right?
Let's go,
Like
yeah.
they're the most intense. But
Yep.
as far as like my favorites are basketball and football.
That
Um
was on my list, too.
yeah, that was actually a question from Avery Selleck.
Oh, was it?
Yep.
It was.
Shout,
Okay.
shout out to Avery.
So shout out to
Yeah.
Avery and shout out to the basketball team. Those guys had
Yeah.
a great season. And
The girls did too. Don't leave out the girls.
They did
Oh, yeah.
too. They did
Shout
too.
out to them, too.
We had a good basketball year.
Yes, we did.
Yep.
Good football year, too. Don't forget them.
Yes. Yeah. What are some of your favorite athletes to watch? You know we have great athletes at Hazlitt.
Oh my goodness. I think any of them really, because I'm just amazed at what any of our athletes can do because
Yep.
I was not an athlete in high school. So I'm just kind of in awe, especially like the cross country runners who can run forever.
Yeah.
What? I can't do that. I would give up. So kudos to them. The basketball players are pretty. They have to be feisty, right, and like
Mhm.
go getters. And then, th- have you ever seen the gymnastics meet?
I've
No.
seen like clips on Instagram, but that's about
Yeah,
it.
well, our athletes in the gymnastics on the gymnastics team, they're pretty. They have to be strong, right? Like to do
Yeah.
those moves, you have to have pretty strong core muscles and just be coordinated. And those are pretty amazing too. So I think I'm just amazed by all of them. I don't really like have a favorite, right?
Yeah. We should get like a powerlifting team.
Powerlifting team, that would be
Yeah.
cool.
That would be
I feel
cool.
like a lot of people at Hazlitt lift, and
Yeah, our weightlifting program's
yeah, taking it
pretty
to the
good.
next level would be kind of fire.
Yep.
I think that'd be great. But do you see that East Lansing won states?
In basketball, I
Yeah.
did. Yes,
Uh,
I did see that. That was pretty awesome.
Would you consider them like our ops? 'Cause they're like
No,
in the
because they're
area.
bigger. Their school's bigger than ours, right?
Yeah.
Like you have to be like the same size school,
Different
right?
division as well.
Yeah, different division. Yep.
But that was pretty awesome. I always like seeing like a team in the area do good.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. And my girls dance, like my daughters dance with kids from East Lansing.
Yeah.
So we were at a dance competition. And everybody was watching it on their phones and super excited for them.
Yeah. Now we were not to like get some teachers in trouble, but some of them definitely had the semifinal pulled up. I won't say who,
Yeah, it's all right.
but
It's okay. We can support the local teenagers if they're doing good things.
Yep.
yeah. And not to be a snitch, but some of them were watching the Masters.
Oh yeah, no, I imagine.
How do you feel about that?
I don't know. I'm not a big golf fan. So I guess if they can pay attention to golf, kudos to them because I get bored.
Do you watch the golf team at
That must be
Hazlitt?
boring.
No, I've never been to a golf match because it's kind of hard because they're never like nearby, right?
Yeah, that's
Has a
true.
has a golf team?
Yeah, we have a golf team. We have
Yeah,
a
we
boys and
do.
a girls golf team, and they do pretty well.
Bro, I didn't know that.
I do want to give a shout out to Rowan Blue. He's on the golf
Yeah.
team.
Yep. And then we have the girls golf team with the states this year.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. Mrs.
Wow.
Cole is their coach.
Oh, we have a great relationship with that teacher. Hopefully we can get her on the podcast.
I think you probably need to stop knocking on her door.
Well,
You knock on
yeah.
a lot of teachers' doors.
But we did apologize for that. We haven't gone back to her class.
Okay, good.
since.
We got some candy for her too.
We did give her
Okay,
candy,
good
yeah.
job.
But
I'm not sure it made up for it completely, but
It made some progress.
we're chill now.
I mean,
Okay,
yeah,
good.
some progress definitely, but we just can't stay in class, you know?
Yeah, I am well aware that you
Has
can't stay in class.
Has there ever been a situation where you do see us in the hall and you just don't want to say anything? You just don't care?
No, I always want to tell you guys to go back to class. It wouldn't be a day at Hazlitt High School without telling Ivan and Guillermo to go back to class.
What do you think of like when we walk by you and we're like, yo, we should skip class or something, and like say it so you can hear it?
I'm just shaking my head, knowing that you guys are being silly.
Yeah, I think that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I feel like we're trolling a lot at the time.
Yeah,
having fun,
probably. Correct.
but that's looking fun. But I think we should get into the graduating class question because I really
Okay.
want to hear some good things. Wait, how long have you been principal there?
So I became principal in 2020,
Okay.
January 2020, but I was the assistant principal from 2018 to 2020. So, probably like not necessarily my favorite class, but like one that holds like a special place with me is the class of 2022 because that was the last class I taught when they were seventh graders.
Oh wow.
Oh, okay.
So we went from seventh grade, and then I was there for eighth grade with them at the middle school. And then when they went to ninth grade, I went to the high school as the assistant principal. So we were together for like 7 years,
Oh wow.
6 years. Yeah. So I got to know those kids pretty well, right? And so, yeah. So there's kind of like, it's like when you're a parent and you have your first kid, right? And you're like, oh, I don't know, I could love anybody anymore. And then you have another kid, and you're like, okay, I can, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of like what the seniors are like to me. Like every year, I'm like, oh, this class is great. How am I gonna feel about the next class? And then like they're just different, so they're even great. They're
Yeah.
better too. You know what I'm saying? Like it just gets better every year.
You definitely gotta have a favorite one though. Like,
Well, I said if I had a special place, it might be the class of 2022 because
So
I knew them for so long,
yeah.
right?
Any
Yeah.
special
you don't want
shout outs?
Oh, there were a lot of kids in that class.
That was
I think
that was
I
I
would
think our
be afraid
freshman
to
year.
do shout outs because I might miss somebody that I might miss somebody. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying the
Yeah, yeah,
whole
I know what you're
class of
saying.
2022.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what do you rank after that? Where do you put like
Oh,
23 and 24?
you guys are they're pretty good. It's been pretty solid. How about this? I haven't had a senior class be disappointing yet.
Oh, okay.
Fair enough. Like they've all came through and graduation was great and everybody managed to make it to the end of the year and it was pretty solid.
Bet. I also want to ask. This isn't on like my nope, on my journal because I have a journal on what to ask.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah, I do. I know. But like, was it hard being like your first year being the COVID year?
Oh yeah, that was really hard. It was really hard because not only was it the first year being COVID year, Ivan, Mr. Wojcinki passed away too,
Mhm.
and I had to take over for him,
oh,
right?
Yeah.
And so that was really hard because everybody was it was sad. It was just a really hard, sad time.
Yeah.
And then we had to go into COVID and I felt like I had to cancel all the fun things about school. Like I had to cancel prom. I had to move graduation, right? And so the seniors of 2020 had a pretty rough second semester.
Yeah.
So that was hard because I felt like it was like I was the messenger with all the bad news because I had to enforce all those COVID rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. So how did like the schools like behind the scenes like how did it shut down? Did you guys just shut down along with like the rest of the United States, or did you already know like oh like
Oh yeah,
we're
that's a good
gonna just shut
question.
down?
Yeah. So we got kind of a heads up that we should start canceling things. And it was the first thing to get canceled was Honors Night of 2020.
Okay.
And it got canceled. And I remember thinking, oh, I can't put all those people in the auditorium together. And then I think it was like later that week, I went to bed and this like, because I was thinking the next Friday Friday the 13th was just going to be like as normal as a Friday the 13th can be at school.
Yeah.
And I went to bed and I remember getting up the next morning and Mr. Butcher was like, I'm glad you didn't stay up because the governor just canceled school for the next 2 weeks.
Wow.
oh,
And he was in, I just remember thinking, it's a good thing I wasn't up because I probably would have went back to sleep, right?
Yeah.
Like I would have been like stressed and worried. And then the next day, everybody was like, you know, how when there's like rumors and something newsworthy's going on, the school is kind of a buzz, right? Like
Yep.
everybody's talking about it. And I remember getting on the announcements and saying, for like the last 10 minutes of school, I let kids out early to go clean out their lockers because I didn't want them to leave like gross food or their gym clothes in their lockers because I wasn't sure when we were going to get to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then wasn't that I don't know if like I wasn't here yet, but was that around the time the school got like remodeled or something, or was
That
that
is
before?
right. Yep, no, that was about the same time. So that summer of 2020, we were supposed to go through the bond and have the building remodeled, but because we canceled, so we were out for 2 weeks, and then the governor like extended it through the rest of the year. We got the bond, we got the guys in there to do the renovations even earlier, right? And
Yeah.
so it was a good thing we did that because then the supply chain slowed down and materials weren't coming in. So it was a good thing we had that extra time. So if we have a silver lining, it was we got the bond done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's like decision was that to have that happen? Like was that gonna happen before you became principal or like
Yeah,
was
so
that your decision?
the bond was the bond is a community decision, right? So
Okay.
people in the community have to vote for that funding to redo the building. So the bond passed, and Mr. Cook was the superintendent, and Mr. Wojcinki and I got to pick out like the colors and like what kind of lockers we wanted, and the teachers got to help pick out the furniture. And then right before the bond and like right after Mr. Wojcinki died, Mr. Ferguson and I and Mrs. Livingston too got to pick out what the new gym looks like.
What
So-
about Mr. Barker?
Mr. Barker wasn't there yet.
he wasn't?
Mr. Barker wasn't my assistant principal yet.
Where
Nope.
was he?
He was in Charlotte. Mrs. Livingston was actually my assistant principal because she was the interim, like someone that fills in for a short time, right?
Yeah.
Until we figured out what exactly was going to happen because of COVID and Mr. Wajinki passing. There was a lot of things up in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Mr.
bet that was a
Barker was at
difficult year.
Charlotte. He came to Hazlitt and then went back to Charlotte.
He did. Yep.
It's like kind of like a story.
That is a story. That's quite the story.
Yeah, it really is. He's missed though. Miss that guy.
Yeah, you miss Mr. Barker?
Yeah, a little bit.
I do.
I'll let him know.
Do you still talk to him?
I do. I
A
do
lot?
still talk to him. We probably text back and forth like once a week.
Oh, okay.
Once every other week.
Yeah,
you
that's
think
good.
he's like a future possible guest on the pod?
He might be. You could
Okay.
ask him.
We could have both of you guys on the pod.
Yeah, that would be funny.
Oh yeah, that would be kind of funny. What do you rank like 23 and 24 those classes?
Oh, you're just trying to get me to pick a favorite, aren't you?
Yeah, kinda.
I'm not picking. You nice try, Ivan. I'm not going to pick a favorite.
I guess
They're
you
both
could pick class of
unique.
2020.
They're unique in different ways.
Yeah.
The class of 2020 was, I would say those kids are tough, right? They went through a lot of stuff.
Yep.
Yep, they're tough and brave. Probably a little bit more resilient than the average class because they had to miss out on prom and things like that. Maybe they're more grateful for things too.
Hey, 8th graders didn't get their Cedar Point trip.
Oh darn!
That would have been.
Was that you, Guillermo?
Yep, it was.
Yeah.
Wait, we could like plan something though now since we're graduating. Yeah.
Well, you guys can go on your own after graduation. How about that?
On.
I think the school should fund it.
School can fund a
No,
little
we're not
bit of
funding it. Nope.
At least a little bit.
No, not a little bit. We don't have time.
I'm
Nope.
sure everyone would love it.
Why don't you guys just go after
Yeah,
seniors
no,
last day?
everybody would love it.
You got like a whole week after seniors last day. You guys can arrange it yourself.
That's like
You're
a
old
busy
enough to
week.
drive. You can go.
That's a busy week.
Yep.
But
You figure it out.
I do want to ask, like, this is kind of weird question,
Okay.
but like we have like really great athletes, like D1 athletes at
Yeah.
our school.
hmm
Like, how do you feel about that?
I'm happy for them, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's good. I'm glad they're going to be able to do something in college that brings them joy. Hopefully, it brings them joy, right?
Yeah.
And it's not too stressful. I can see how it could be stressful. So I'm happy for them. That's exciting that they get to go off to college and do something that they really like and enjoy.
If any of those guys like went pro, would you build a statue? Or would
No.
would you like
You wanna-
put their name somewhere?
No.
No, think about it. You know how hard it is to go to the NFL or go to like something like that?
Yeah, no, they'll be okay. There'll be plenty of accolades for them through other things.
All right.
I
All
do
right.
have a question that's kind of off topic. So
Uh-oh. Okay.
in the past there has been petitions to fire teachers. I will not say names, but has this ever been taken into consideration? Like considering how many students signed
No. So here's the deal. Though if there was a reason, there's a whole process you have to go through. Just like there's a process for disciplined students, right?
Yeah.
Or in the court of law, there's a process, right? Like due process. So there's due process. And there's things we do to work with teachers and coach them, right? If there's an area they need to improve on.
Yeah.
So I have to follow a process, right? So even if a bunch of kids were upset with a teacher, it didn't necessarily mean, it could mean that I go have a conversation with the teacher about like what's going on, figure things out, help support them, right? But a kid's filing a petition doesn't necessarily mean someone's going to get fired. But good question, Guillermo.
Yeah, that's a great question. I actually didn't even think about that, but I've seen a lot of petitions. But I haven't signed any though.
Okay, good, Ivan. I'm
Yeah.
glad to hear you haven't
Yeah.
signed any.
I may have signed one
Guillermo,
under.
what about you?
Guillermo might have been guilty in 9th grade.
Might have been.
I think he might have been guilty like a little bit sooner than that. Guillermo, were you guilty last year?
I think I was, but I think I've grown a stronger connection with that teacher. So
Okay.
Okay, good. I'm glad you guys have worked through it.
Dude, I was actually thinking, like, I feel like he might be one of the harder teachers to get on the pod. Like, we're all thinking of the same person. Like, he's or she is definitely hard to get on the pod. But that's like, I'm not gonna lie. There's people I want to have on the pod. I really want to get Jace Richardson, and he's definitely up there. Like
Yeah.
this teacher, he's a dream guest for me.
Okay.
Are you a MSU fan?
Not really.
Oh, not really.
not
No,
really.
not really. No, Mr. Butcher is a U of M fan.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
man. You kind of just follow him.
Yeah, just to keep the peace, right?
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you make a bracket for March Madness at least?
I didn't make a bracket. I
Yeah.
should have though, because the college that I went to was actually in the dance this year.
Which was it?
UNCW. They lost in the first round.
Oh,
Oh,
Who did they lose to? Hold on. Texas Tech.
oh,
They
Texas
played
Tech.
Texas Tech in the first round, yeah. But it is pretty cool because compared to the other they're not that big.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and they don't have a football team.
Oh, really?
The basketball is the big sport there because there's actually the number of girls at that college versus boys is there's more girls. So, like funding for sports, they don't have enough to fund football.
Yeah. I mean,
And it's
easy
at
way
the
to get
ocean.
guys to go to your school.
And it's at the ocean. It's at the
Yeah.
beach.
Yeah, that's actually fire.
Yeah.
That actually seems fun. Going to school with I don't know, at the beach. That'd be kind of fire.
It was. It was good.
Did you enjoy it?
I did. I enjoyed college a lot because I majored in marine biology.
Oh,
That's
okay.
why I went to the. That's why I went to the school on the ocean. Right?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Does that program just pull a lot for marine biology? I get
It does.
that's like a
Yeah.
big marine biology program.
It is a big marine biology program. When I went there, I think it was like number 4 in the world.
Oh wow.
oh wow.
Yeah.
Did you ever do anything with that?
I became a science teacher, right? And then I did be in marine biology. You have to get like a master's and then a PhD, right? And I just would rather have went straight into working, so I became a teacher.
So you could have been Dr. Butcher.
I could have been Dr. Butcher. Yep.
You have a doctor in the building.
Yes, we do, Dr.
Yeah,
Peterson.
we do. Yeah.
Shout out to Dr. Peterson.
Yeah. Yeah, we do have a doc. Would you say college was more fun than high school?
Yes.
Yeah, way better.
Did you go to parties?
Well, you just get like the things that you worry about in high school, the cliques and the social drama.
Yeah.
When you get to college, it doesn't exist.
Okay.
Like those cliques don't quite exist, and you get to find the people that you really belong with, right? And
Yeah.
and you get to meet new people, right? Like my best advice for college is try new things and put yourself out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, definitely. That's great advice for all the seniors listening. Put yourself out there, and for us. We should rank the school years now.
School years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright.
nice. Oh, you mean like for my experience in high school?
Yeah.
Okay. I think my senior year was the best. If you do high school the way you should, your senior year should be your best year.
That is my favorite year.
Yeah, because you should have all your credits in place. You should know that you're going to make it to graduation, right? Should be kind of cruising.
It's my
And
favorite.
you're the oldest. Yep, and you're the oldest in the building, and you got probably more privileges and freedoms. Maybe
Yeah.
a job and your own money, right?
Yeah.
I worked at the movie theater.
Trigger word.
Yeah, I did. You was
Trigger-
laughing at me.
Trigger
No.
word job.
I'm
Alright.
laughing at the word job. It's an inside joke between me and Ivan.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're both unemployed.
Yep.
So,
No.
So we say
Well.
it's our trigger word.
Oh, got it.
We work in
Okay.
the summer though, so we're just
Yep.
students.
Okay, and then my next favorite year was probably my junior year.
Mine
Junior
too.
year. Yeah, junior year was
order.
probably my next favorite because you start like thinking about what you're going to do after high school, and you have a car, right?
Yep.
Like you can start driving. I had a job then too, so I would say my junior year was probably my next favorite year. Probably my least favorite was my sophomore year. So
Really?
like, I would say third would be my freshman year. You know why? Because it's new and exciting.
Yeah, that is true.
right? Like you're in a new place, and if as long as you aren't nervous about change, it could be like a good nervous, right? Like it's new and exciting.
Yeah.
And then probably sophomore year is kind of like, you're just in the routine.
That's true.
You
The main
can't
thing for me,
say much in the middle.
the main thing for me was freshman year. I hadn't gone to school in like 2 years because of COVID. So
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, so that was a big difference for you guys for sure,
yeah,
right? Like,
I mean, last time I went to school, I was in 7th grade.
yeah. Well, trust me, I could definitely tell when the kids came back from COVID, there were some things that you guys had to get used to again, right? Like being in a school building
Yeah.
and like the expectations like getting to class on time and your phones and things like that. There was definitely an adjustment period getting back into the swing of things that first year.
Yep.
Yeah, no, definitely. I have freshman year last. Just for that reason, having to wear masks was kind of awkward, and
Yep.
and going back to school like after like I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. In 8th grade, it was online. I barely did anything. So
Yeah.
so
You didn't go to school here in 8th grade though, did you, Ivan?
no, I didn't. I went to Williamson.
Yeah.
Shout out to Williamson. Um, but and I actually have my junior year first.
Your
Oh,
junior year's your
yeah,
favorite?
yeah.
Okay.
I don't know why. I don't know. Honestly, mostly I just really like my schedule.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Your classes.
My schedule was like it was harder definitely, but I had a
Mhm.
lot of friends in my classes, so
Got it.
I
That can
liked
make all the
being with
difference.
my friends, yeah. And then I have my senior year because I mean, other than my schedule,
Mhm.
it's been like the most fun.
Got it.
And then I just have sophomore, freshman.
Okay. In my high school, we only had 4 classes a day.
Really?
Yep. And then at semester, we would switch to a totally different 4 classes. We
Were
had a
they like
block schedule.
90-minute classes?
They were.
Mm.
It was kind of brutal. Aerobics for 90 minutes is a lot, guys.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that in California for a little bit, and then when I came over here, the classes felt so much shorter, and it was like
Yep.
yeah, it was honestly that feeling of the first 2 months I was here, and the classes were so short was so fire.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
without
And then you just get used to it, right? Like when you get
yeah,
used to the
and then
change.
and then they started feeling long again, like for some reason, class feels like 3 hours.
Dude. Oh my gosh, dude. I had algebra 2 last year for first hour.
It was long. It's rough. Algebra 2, first thing in the morning is rough, huh?
Dude, I could not do that class. I mean, I had good grades in that class for like the first semester.
Yeah.
Second semester, I just let it go.
Oh, no. I will tell you probably what my hardest class in high school, let me think. I was a good student in high school. Does that surprise you guys? I was a good student. I made
Yeah,
good
that
grades.
surprises me.
It doesn't surprise me.
Let me think about this. Hold on. Probably English 10 was my hardest class. English 10.
Really?
I took English 10 honors, and we had to read a lot of books, but we had this writing test that we had to take for the state, kind of like the M-Step. And I was not good at writing. Like, I did not feel confident in writing, and you had to write 5-paragraph essays for this test.
Dang.
Yeah, I don't think that was probably my least favorite or my hardest, most challenging class because I just wasn't as good in writing as I was other things.
Do you
Where
think
did
if
you
you're
go? Oh yeah, go ahead.
do you think if you're a high school student, um, in today's world, and you
Mhm.
had to write 5-paragraph essays or whatever it
Yeah.
was, you think you would use AI?
No, because you're not supposed to, and I was a rule follower.
But
I would have felt terrible. I would
let's
have
just say it was 11 o'clock p.m. It was due. It was due at 11:59.
11:55.
Well, guess what? Mrs. Butcher would have never been in that spot because I got my homework done on time.
Wow.
I'm not a procrastinator.
Not me. I've been in that spot a couple times.
Really?
Have you?
I'm
Well,
not-
hopefully you made
I'm
the
not-
best decision with integrity.
I'm not saying I've used AI.
Guillermo told me his diploma should say Guillermo Hernandez and ChatGPT.
That's funny.
But where did you go to high school?
I went to high school in a town called Laurinburg, North Carolina. It's
Oh, wow.
tiny, tiny town, and it was called Scotland High School.
How'd
Wait.
you end up in
Oh,
Michigan?
yeah, yeah.
How did I end up in Michigan? Mr. Butcher was stationed in the Army, and so in North Carolina, and that's how I met him. And then when we got married and he got out of the Army, we moved back here because he's from Michigan.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do want to ask,
Hmm.
do you like being the principal of a uh, you know, like compared to other schools here, we're not like the smallest school, but if you compare us to schools like in Texas and stuff,
Yeah, we're
like
tiny.
yeah,
Yeah,
do you
I
like
think I
that?
like. Yeah, I think I like having a. We're like not. We're small enough that I'll know most of the kids by the time they graduate, right?
Yeah.
Like I know most of the kids' names, and I recognize them. And then but we also have like lots of opportunities for kids too. We're not so small that we can't have like different classes or different sports teams, right?
Yeah.
So I think I actually really like our size of our school. It's kind of a sweet spot.
Yeah, I do too. I feel like uh like everybody gets a chance to be like connected with their class
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yep.
And I
I've
feel
Yeah.
like
connected I've not connected with a lot of classes. Yeah. Sometimes just walking into classes for fun.
Yeah, I have
all right,
heard
all right,
about
all
it.
right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Did you make your school lunches list?
I did make a school lunches list,
Do you
and
eat school lunch?
I have unpopular opinion here. I don't think people are going to agree with me.
All right, let's share these.
All right,
Well,
let's
Okay, do you
go.
want me to?
Let's start at 3 and just like go around.
Okay, my third favorite. Oh, this is going to be a doozy. You guys are not going to agree with me. Maybe I don't know. The majority of kids aren't going to agree with me.
Okay.
How about that? All right, who's going first?
You can go first.
Yeah, you
Me? Okay,
Yeah.
the calzone.
That's third.
Oh, see, I know. Look at your faces. I knew
Wow.
it.
Third.
That's
Yeah.
third.
By the way, what happened to those? We've gotten like one this year.
I know. I've been working on it with Mr. Davis and Mr. Malley because
So you
we've been short staffed in the kitchen. So whenever they make those calzones, we always have to call in extra people
You know, Guillermo
to
can work
work.
in the kitchen.
I need a job. You could hire me to make them.
Yeah, you can definitely. I'm definitely down to skip fourth hour
I am
And
down
make
to
go hard.
calzones.
No, definitely, yeah. I'm
Okay.
All
All right. Yeah,
you got 2
calzones are
workers.
my number 3.
Those are your 3. All right, Guillermo, you can go next.
My 3 has to be Bosco's. It's like an every tea day item, Tuesdays and Thursdays, but you can't go wrong with Bosco's.
That's
I mean,
true.
whenever you're feeling like you just don't know what to eat, just get Bosco's.
I also have Bosco's at my 3.
Okay, I didn't even put Bosco's on my list.
Oh man, I'm excited
I
to see
feel
it.
like Bosco's like it shouldn't be on a list because it's not the main thing. But I think in my opinion, it's just they're really good and they're always there. They're reliable.
Reliable.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay. All right, are we doing number 2 now?
Yeah. Number 2.
Number 2.
All right, it's the chicken poppers and mashed potatoes.
Oh, okay.
I love those.
We get those a lot. They've kind of grown old on me.
Oh, yeah, we do get them a lot. They're like every Monday.
Really? I haven't caught on to that.
Almost every Monday.
I actually every time I get those, I always forget to get a spoon. And like
So how do you eat the mashed potatoes?
I'm not gonna
With a-
lie, I'm
With
not.
a fork.
He has to
Nah.
bully someone to take their fork.
No, that's not true. That's not true. I actually am gonna put you onto this method. So you take the chicken and you. Okay, this is kind of weird, bro. You take
Dip
the
it in
chicken.
there.
Yeah, you take the chicken. You dip it into mashed potatoes.
Yep, I've done that before.
And I wouldn't do that if I didn't forget to get a spoon. But now I have to do that. So.
Yep.
Guillermo, what's your 2?
My 2. A lot of people are gonna forget about this item because we don't get it too often, but we get it kind of often. I'm gonna put the Dutch waffles.
Oh,
I really like those. They're
they're like funnel cakes
yeah.
Yeah.
from the fair.
Yep.
Yeah, those are fire.
I like them when they're soft though. Sometimes they get a little hard.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go, bro. I feel like I have a really basic list, and I feel like, but walking tacos, those are fire. I feel like every time I try to get one of those, the line is always it's always a bigger line than usual. So that's why I
Yep.
put them at my 2, and they're really good. And every time I hear there's walking tacos, I definitely don't go to 4th hour first, and I go to A lunch.
Definitely don't get yelled at by your teacher for going to lunch early.
Don't do that. That is not recommended.
Yeah,
0
no, yeah, I haven't
stars.
done that often. but only every time there's walking tacos. So if you see me, you know.
Okay,
during
I'll
a
be
lunch.
prepared now. I'm gonna know what day you're coming now, Ivan. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be ready for you.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's go to our number one.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, I'm
Yep.
ready.
I really love the orange chicken
Really?
and the fried rice. I don't know if it's really fried, but it seems like it might be. But the orange chicken is my favorite.
I've actually not. I actually haven't gotten that this year because
You haven't.
I don't think I'd like it.
What about you, Ivan? Do you eat orange chicken?
I've had it. I've had it. I think
You
it's
don't
pretty
like
good.
it?
I like it. It's. I think it'd be in my top 7, maybe top 5.
Top
It's not like my craze. Like I wouldn't
Yeah.
go crazy over it.
Well, the calzone is too big for me. Like that's why it's like way too much food. I can't do it.
Next time it's calzone day, you could
I'll split it in half with somebody. How about that?
with us.
Yeah, with you guys. Okay, I'll save the other half of my calzone for you guys.
All right.
Do you think during Calzone Day a lot of people abuse the free lunch like policy that we have there, because a lot of the people that get cold lunch, like they usually get calzones on Calzone Day just so another can get 2 calzones. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's okay. That's fine.
That's okay.
That's why they make it, right?
Yeah.
When we make calzones, I think the last time we made calzones, they made like 350. That's
What?
like almost half the school ate a calzone.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, and people run to lunch. Like I have to tell people to use their walking feet. Like
Yeah, I've seen some teachers run lunch over those. I'm not gonna say names, but
Yeah, no, I definitely have. I've definitely scared that guy in the hallway before too. I know exactly what you're talking about.
yeah, that is who I'm talking.
Yeah, he's actually a great guy. Me and Guillermo on Saturday ranked our top 4 teachers that we've ever
Oh.
had in high school history, and he's actually
he's up there.
He's actually up there. Yeah.
I've never had him as a teacher, but he seems like a great guy.
Okay.
All my top 4 are guys. For some reason, well, we weren't allowed to put Miss Waro up there
Oh,
because she was
Yeah, because he was in the podcast, and that would
Yeah.
kind of defeat the purpose of.
correct. Right. Yeah.
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 But
Fair enough.
she would definitely be number 1. I'm sorry to like all the teachers that are listening.
That
Yeah.
Same with me.
Okay.
That class is just
Guillermo, what's your number 1 for school lunches? I feel like
Number one.
we have the same one, definitely.
it's pretty obvious, dude. I mean, it's calzones.
Dude, it is calzones. Like, I feel like, I'm definitely guilty of definitely guilty of getting 2. Not gonna lie, I am one of those people. I definitely tell somebody to go get calzones.
Go get you another
Oh,
calzone.
yeah, definitely.
Guilty of trying to get a second one from random people in the hallways, but
It just hasn't worked out for you yet,
it
Guillermo.
doesn't work out.
Next time we have calzones, I'll give you some of mine. How about that?
All right, sounds good.
I'll cut it down. I'll even give you more than half because I can't eat that whole thing.
You need to get us at least 2 more calzone days before the school year ends.
I don't know if I can get 2. I'm working on 1 for sure. I even said I would help make them.
Guillermo,
Uh,
yeah.
We could both help make them.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, let me talk to Mr. Malley and Mr. Davis again, okay?
Who's
All right.
who's Mr. Davis?
Mr. Davis is our food service guy.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait, we forgot to talk about one of my other favorite things at lunch, snack packs. With the crackers and the cheese and
Oh,
the
yeah,
grapes
yeah.
and the pepperoni. I love those.
Those are fire. I've
Yep.
I think I've had like maybe 2. And
The one time I had those, you actually were handing them out in the hallways to.
Oh, that's right. Because
Yep, me too.
because sometimes they'll give us free ones if like that's the last day they can have it in the cooler.
Wait, I also I'm not in the lunchroom a lot, but I haven't seen the thing on the side where they sell the cookies and all like the ice cream and stuff. That hasn't been
Yep.
open.
It hasn't
Right?
because we don't have enough people
Really?
working. Yeah, we only got enough people to work the lines right now. But there are cookies and stuff in the regular lines now.
Yeah.
Like you don't necessarily have to go over there anymore.
And yeah, shout out to the people running the lines. And also, if it's your birthday, you can get a free cookie for anybody that didn't know that. So when it's your birthday and if you're watching
don't-
this and your birthday is after
Don't
today,
leak the method. Don't leak the method.
well, it's not really leaking the method because like they can see when your birthday is and they'll just give you one.
Oh, well, that's nice. I didn't know that.
Yeah, but
Is
if
that
it's your
true?
birthday, yeah, that is true.
Oh, that's
If it-
really nice of them.
Yeah, if your birthday is after today and you're watching this, I would definitely do that. And and give me the cookie if you don't want
I
it.
do, I do want to talk about something.
Okay, what is it, Guillermo?
When you talk about the vending machine,
Oh no, not the
we
vending
know-
machine.
we know that you told us that it's because people leave in between classes to go get
Yep.
stuff, but
Yep.
we want to hear the real reason.
That is the real reason. There were too many kids wandering in the hallways.
There wasn't a specific group of kids. It was
No, it was like a lot of kids.
wow.
Like that day I was like finally just fed up. Like everybody I saw was going in the hallway and I was like, that's it. I unplugged it until the vending machine people could get there and then they reprogrammed it so it doesn't come on until after school.
Wow.
Wow.
Will you consider turning the vending machine back on?
No.
Giving me and Ivan like a special code?
Just you two a special code? No,
Yeah.
because you're out of class enough.
Really?
Oh.
I don't-
Yeah. You get plenty of snacks from the office.
I actually think I've been doing a better job at staying in class. I actually did want to ask this. This
Okay.
this didn't have to be on the pod, but this is a question that I have for you.
Okay.
So I don't know if you remember, but in January you told me that I was going to be on an attendance contract. And,
Oh. Are you on one?
wait, no. It was before. It was in November. You told me
Uh-huh.
that I was going to be in an attendance contract because I hadn't been going to third hour.
Yeah.
But my third hour got switched mid-semester. What does that happen? What happens
Oh. If your third hour got switched, you probably just started fresh. You're probably good to go.
Well, I definitely don't want to be on an attendance contract ending the year. So I think can we check?
Do I
that
need to look at
tomorrow?
it and check
Yeah.
it out?
Yeah,
Okay,
can we
I'll
check
do that.
tomorrow?
We can check tomorrow.
I
Yes.
don't want to end the year on an attendance contract. I've had a lot of absences.
And I
Oh,
feel like
okay.
graduating for you has been a quest.
Okay, well, I will check tomorrow for your attendance
Yeah.
and put you on an attendance contract if you need one.
Also, the health test. Hypothetically, I fail. How do I retake it?
You're gonna take it until you pass.
Okay, so I just
Don't
keep going.
graduate.
Yeah, but you gotta do it before you graduate. Let's just do it in one time. It's so easy, Ivan.
Yeah. April 23rd. That's when I'm
Yes,
going, right?
that's
the
when you're
day?
gonna do it. Yep, that's the
Yeah.
day. And I gave you the Google Classroom code to study to
Yeah,
get in there. Just
I-
look it over.
Yeah, I
I've
joined
listened
that
to a
during
lot of
6th hour
studying.
because 6th hour, I'm not gonna lie, was so boring that I had to just hop on and
Okay,
study.
you already saw it. Okay, good
Yeah, I
job.
saw it. Yeah,
Okay.
something about being class just puts me to sleep.
Oh my God. Your break. It's fine.
No, I'm just kidding. No, he's actually, I don't know why I don't know. Everybody was like, I don't know. We might have to blur this out, but everybody was. No, yeah, we're blurring this out. So
We'll blur it out.
Yeah. Well, I think sometimes kids kind of like urban legends, right?
Yeah.
They create an urban legend. That's probably what happened.
I also feel like some teachers, like as I've gotten older, they've only gotten more chill because I'm a senior. So I feel
Mhm.
like they just get nicer, and I feel like that could have been the case with him too. Like he's
And also,
he's really nice
you
to
guys
seniors.
mature, right? And so you guys are like the kids get as you get older. You guys get more mature, so it's easier to relate with you guys.
Yeah.
Right? It's easier just to have like a normal human conversation and not like a teacher-student conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've also heard the same about. I wish a lot more people. She's actually really nice,
I used to hear the same stuff about her, but I really love her.
and she's actually she's a really great she's a great teacher. And
If you get to know her on a more personal level and don't just mess around in her class, you'll love her.
Yep, I agree.
Definitely.
So shout out to
That's one of my favorite teachers right there. I'm not gonna lie. Like I know that's a lot of people's not favorites, but she's definitely one of my favorites. But I wrote down some questions that I didn't send you, but
Okay.
It's like 2 of them, and
Okay.
I feel like they're very inspirational questions.
Okay.
What's something so for Hazlitt students, for example, what's something that you're proud of them for, or what are you proud of your students for? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You know
what
what
am
I'm
I proud of specifically like our Hazlitt students? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think probably the thing I'm most proud about is just I feel like we have good people, like good kids, like you're good humans. Like some days we go sideways and we're mean to each other, but in general, you guys are pretty good. and you take. I feel like you guys like really take to heart like keeping people safe,
Yeah.
right, at school, and like making sure no one's doing anything that's going to get themselves hurt, or if they're in a bad spot, like someone always ends up telling us so that we can help people. So I'm just really proud of like how kind and empathetic you guys are. And I know sometimes we have little pockets here or there that can be mean to each other, but overall, I feel like our school culture is pretty good. Like when it comes to taking care of each other.
Yeah, I, I honestly, yeah, that's actually true. I don't see a lot of I don't see a lot of bullying at our school. How people like talk about it on the internet and stuff. I don't.
Right.
I see. We have 15 minutes.
We do.
But where's my
I
mouse?
I have a question.
Okay.
We don't have to say names, but and it doesn't have to be from this year specifically, but
Yep.
is there a way you could tell us what the dumbest reason you have had to suspend a student for is?
Oh my goodness. I don't know if there's anything that's been really, really like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you did that, right? Like none of it. It's all kind of the same.
It's just
Like there's none that really sticks out to me, right?
yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. This is like I don't know if you remember this, but do you remember when it was like sophomore year, I was blowing the Aztec death whistle outside, and like people were like, "Oh my God, somebody's screaming!" Like there was like a little girl screaming. Do you remember that?
I do remember that.
That
I do remember you pulling that stunt, Ivan.
that was kind of funny. I can't lie.
Do you remember when some students I'm not gonna say names again, but do you remember when some students stunk up the bathrooms with fart spray?
Oh, that has happened more than one time.
Wait,
That is for
oh,
sure happened more than one time.
What? What about that one incident, Ivan?
yeah.
Was Ivan guilty? Was it
No, no, no.
Ivan?
No, no, no,
Is
it
the
wasn't me.
truth
It was not
coming?
me. It was not me. It was not me.
No, it was Ivan was not guilty, but
I do so we might also have to cut this out. But sophomore year, did you know that there was like a boxing fight club going on at Lake Lansing?
I did.
How do you feel about that?
I was not happy about it. I
Like,
let the Meridian Township Police know.
actually,
oh wow.
I did, yeah, because I didn't want anybody to get hurt.
My
That's one of
ex-
those things where if I find out about it, I have to report it because
true.
I can't let anybody get hurt.
Did
Yeah.
somebody tell you directly, or did you just find out about it?
I just found out about it.
did you see like everybody just posted?
Yeah, I
about it
saw
and
the
stuff?
Instagram things.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yep.
Nah. Yeah, it was all over that. I was actually there. I was at the first one, but I didn't go to the second one because I think I was like busy or something. But
He was
Yeah.
at the first one because our guy fought in it. He was
Oh my goodness, I don't want to hear about this stuff.
yeah, there was actually a lot of POVs. There was like, I think there was like
Yeah, drone
there was
footage.
drone footage of that too. There was a
Yeah.
lot- yeah, there was a lot of footage.
if you ever want to see it, you can.
I don't want to see it.
Definitely
I don't want to
don't
know
wanna see
about it, and I don't want to see it.
All right.
What's okay. Okay.
No,
I
I don't
also-
like it when people fight
Okay,
because it causes me a lot of problems and them a lot of problems.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
violence is not how we solve our problems.
Yeah, that's true. So don't fight.
Yeah,
And I have
don't
another
fight.
question. So like, I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody that's gonna be watching this is from Hazlitt. But if somebody's not, and it also doesn't make sense, why would somebody transfer schools? But why should people want to go to Hazlitt?
Oh, why should people want to go to Hazlitt? Okay, so going back to the size of Hazlitt again, Ivan. I think it's like the perfect size. Like
Yeah.
it's just big enough that you're gonna have lots of opportunities to do cool things. Like we have choir, we have band, we have all the sports. You know, lots of clubs, lots of classes if you want to challenge yourself. Lots of AP classes, right? We have the Wilson Talent Center. And we're in a good location, right? Like we're in a nice, decent size, not too big of a city, but a city that's big enough where we have lots of things to do, I think. And we're right next to a university.
Mhm.
So there's lots of cool opportunities there. So I think that's why. And our kids are pretty cool. I like our kids.
I agree.
think we're great.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're definitely in a great area. I honestly think it's the best school in the area. I feel
Mhm.
like the community's really well together, and we have Lake Lansing right
Mm-hmm.
right there, and we have a mall too. Like we're pretty close to like
Yep.
everything, and
The mall sucks though.
Well, malls are kind of going out of fashion,
Yeah, that's true.
unfortunately.
Yep.
Maybe they'll make a comeback.
Hopefully, because
yeah, hopefully. I think they just like I don't know. They got rid of of a Hollister, and that's one of my favorite stores.
That
Oh,
was one of my
goodness.
first stores. I walked by that place sometimes and I'm like,
Sad.
I definitely like. I don't know. They should do something
Hollister
about
was
that.
not a store when I was a teenager, I don't think.
Really?
No. Abercrombie and Fitch was the store that played all the loud music and the dark lights, I think.
I
No,
love that.
that's Hollister with the dark lights.
Oh, maybe we did have a Hollister then.
Yeah,
forget.
Hollister before used to be like really dark. I remember when I was little, I'd walk in there
Yeah.
and there would be like
You used to have a specific smell as well.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Like a vintage smell.
Yep. I remember.
What would you
Yeah.
do to like hang out back in high school? Like where would you guys go?
Oh, man. I lived in a really tiny town, so we didn't really have a lot to do. We went to football games,
Parties.
right? That was huge. There was more people at our football games than there were at Hazlitt's football games. Like, it was even bigger.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. When I was like in middle school in like ninth grade, I probably went to the skating rink, right, and hung out with my friends at the
Yeah.
arcade and went skating. And then when I got older, we just hung out at each other's houses, and I worked at the movie theater.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Not to like make you feel old with this question, but
Mhm.
was it different going to school like without phones and
Oh,
and what
for
was that
sure.
like?
Was it
Yeah.
100% more social?
Yes, for sure. And also, you had to be brave. Like when you called people's houses and talked to them on the landline, sometimes you'd have to talk to their parents.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you'd have to be like, "Good evening, Mrs. Smith. Can I speak to Ivan?" Right? Like you'd have to, and then they'd chat with you, and you were just like, "Oh gosh, I just
Yeah.
want to talk to my friends." And then sometimes people would pick up the other phone in your house, and they could hear what you were saying.
Oh wow.
They could spy on you if they were really quiet.
Was
That's really interesting.
I had something to ask. I forgot. Oh yeah, do you think phones changed like bullying and stuff? Do you think?
Yeah, I think it made it more prevalent. Like, for example, if someone was being mean to me in school, I could go home and be with my family and my friends and just people that I wanted to be around. And the people that were mean to me couldn't really get to me, you know? But like with phones, people can connect to you all the time now with social media and text messaging, right?
Yeah.
So someone could just like DM you or send you a text message or snap you and like send mean things to you with that. You weren't accessible to them like that back
Yeah.
then.
That's true.
And people
also-
had to say mean things to your face.
Yeah,
Just block
I feel
them.
like that's worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel
Wait.
like if you're getting cyberbullied, just turn it off.
Yeah,
like,
block
consider
it,
your
exactly.
device, just turn it off. Like
Some people let themselves get cyberbullied. I mean, not to be that guy, but they keep talking to the same people.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it's hard because people are vulnerable and they want to have friends, right?
yeah, that's true.
And so vulnerable people, we have to teach strategies on how to do things like that.
Yeah.
Even like blocking someone, right? Like
Yeah.
as soon as you take the power back, it's over.
Yep. Another question. Once again, not to make you feel old, but was bullying back then like in the movies? Like, would people bully you for your lunch money?
No, it was kind of like mean girl stuff, right? At least for me, because I never really had anybody do anything physical to me, but like call you names or like just spread rumors about you. It was stuff like that. Like that stuff is still the same.
So
Yeah.
they always exaggerate in the movies, like they weren't getting like pushed into lockers and all that.
Yeah, I didn't see any of that when I was in high school.
I realized the size of the lockers in Hazlitt are actually smaller. Did you do that so like you can't bully people and put them in there?
No, that's funny, but no, I did not.
I haven't used my locker.
We
Well,
did it because we wanted, the place where Four Corners is and all those tables and
Yeah.
booths. That
Yeah.
used to be a wall there. Those big cutouts
Yeah.
used to be a wall, and that was kind of like a dark secret hallway of lockers. And I was like, doesn't make any sense. Like,
Yeah.
who made this? Teenagers can go back there and get in trouble,
Yeah,
right?
that's
And
true.
so I knocked down those walls and we put those booths and tables there. And since we got rid of those lockers, we had to like make smaller lockers.
That brings me to another question.
I have a
So
question afterwards.
all right, so I realized that our bathroom, like they
Mhm.
aren't stalls, obviously.
Oh my!
So like that's like good for like our safety, right? Because you can go
Yep.
in there if something's happening. But
Right.
also, I feel like you can't catch the people that are like going into in groups there and vaping and all that. So there's like
Yeah,
there's
that
like
is
an
a
upside and a
trade-off.
downside.
So I
Yep,
can't even go to the bathroom and do my business without being inhaled with chemicals.
Correct.
Yeah.
I know. I wish that's the one downside to it, right? And so it's just kids need to know, like, if I catch them, they're going to get in trouble, right? There's going to be consequences, and it's a shame that I think there's some peer pressure, some positive peer pressure that could happen with being like, cut that out, that's dumb, like, don't do that in here, kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's messing with you guys too, right? The people that don't want to take it in, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Also, like the bathroom by the counseling office doesn't have the bottom part to the.
Yeah, that was. Do you remember when I did that?
Wait, what was that for?
Yeah, what was
that? Was because people were really bad in that bathroom for hanging out together, and I told them, I said, if you don't stop, I'm going to cut off the bottom of the doors. And so over winter break, when you guys were either sophomores or freshmen, the custodians cut off the bottom of the doors for me.
That's funny.
Doesn't that
I have another
defeat the
question
purpose
about
for
that.
the safety?
What's that?
Doesn't that defeat the purpose for the safety? Like.
Well, that's why I only did the one set of doors, right?
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, because that one was the worst at the time.
Yeah.
All right, so another question with bathrooms. So, as of recently, it's been like a problem in all the bathrooms. The ceiling tiles seem to be gone, and there have been rumors about students climbing up there and recording you.
Okay, so here's Ivan's laughing because that is such a silly rumor. Those ceiling tiles won't hold people. Like, they barely hold water, guys. How are they going to hold a person?
That's true.
Nobody's getting up there. It's people are putting things up there that they shouldn't have. And trying to get away with it. That's why the ceiling tiles are moved. Nobody's going up there.
I will say I heard that rumor too, and every time I open the door to use the bathroom and I see a ceiling tile slightly moved, I do not go in there.
Just in case. Nobody's up there, I promise. Nobody's up there.
Another question about bathrooms.
Okay.
Is there a problem with the flushing systems?
There shouldn't be a problem with the flushing systems.
Sometimes I walk into the and I'll just find a pile of stuff that I don't want to.
Yeah, well, people need to clean up after themselves.
Okay, last year,
Some people really
Guillermo.
suck at that.
Guillermo, do you remember last year when I sent you a video of the toilet that was flushing for like 2 minutes? And
Oh yeah,
wouldn't
that
stop
happened to me
going?
this year as well.
Bro, how did that even happen? Like
the toilet just kept going.
Yeah, it was flushing for like 2 minutes. I think I left. I took a lap and then I went back, like, cause
It was still going.
I was in gym class, and so like the lap was like justified. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't skipping class, but I went back in there and then checked it out and it was still going.
Yep, sometimes that happens. The sinks do it too.
Yeah, they do.
I think last year, I don't remember what year it was, but someone managed to knock a sink off the wall. Did we ever figure out who that was?
Yes, I think we did. I'm pretty sure we did. Yes.
Can we name drop that on the pod or not?
No, we cannot.
Sure
I don't even remember. I don't even remember who it was, but I think it was a genuine, like, there was Mr. Barker handled it because it was in the boys' bathroom.
And do we think it was an accident or on purpose?
Maybe. Can it be in the middle?
Yeah.
Can you like be acting silly and not mean to do it and do it? I think that's what happened.
Yeah. We actually have 2 minutes.
Yeah, we do. We only got 2 minutes left.
So, yeah, we do need to wrap it up.
Yeah, we are gonna wrap it up right there. That was actually great. And is there any of that you want to be blurred?
I'm with Ruler Santana, rockin' black bandana. I bad like a phantom. Riding, yeah, we riding, we in Atlanta. Yo, sticks and hammers, ammo. Yo, on that bitch, I broke her back, I call her camo. That might get like way too fly, think you should catch this shit on camera. I got black hoes, but I'm with this white bitch named Anna. Yo, Santana, Mrs. Santana.
I need black hoes, don't discriminate, but I don't like. I ain't on you winning. Fake code, you know alright. Talking that shit, I don't know you right. Talking that shit, I don't know if you right. Talking that shit, and you know right. Talking that shit if you know right. Talking that shit, I'm a Virgo, so bitch you know right. Talking that shit, I'm a Virgo, huh? Bitch you know right. Alright, and all you niggas is like, and your bitch ass niggas is like, and your bitch ass music ain't right. And your bitch ass music ain't right. Take a look at your stats, right? Take a look at your hoes, right? Take a look at your plays, right? But you ain't doing alright. I'm on it long, damn, I can't. I ain't finna fight you, damn, shit, alright. Bitch, I'm running this shit, alright. Bitch, you running this shit, alright.
I'm with Ruler Santana, rockin' black bandana. I bang like a phantom, riding, yeah we riding, we in Atlanta. Yo, sticks and hammers, ammo, yo, on that bitch I broke her back, I call her camo. That might get like way too far, think you should catch this shit on camera. I got black hoes, but I'm with this white bitch named Anna. Yo, Santana, Mrs. Santana.